You want to spear a fish like this. Well, good news, because spearfishing just got simplified.
A lot of people will say you have to go to exotic places and buy expensive gear in order to spear fish, but you don't. All you really need to do is take the first step and set your vision goal. That's as simple as something like, I, Damon Woolsey, will spear a fish underwater by October 15th, 2023, and set it for a future date for you. Because the end of the day, you want this. So move on to step number 2. You want to determine the when, where, and what. Now, there's 2 questions you want to ask. Is it legal? And can I see in these places underwater? In order to get to the funner things, let's first do a little bit of the boring things and go to our search engine and type in the regulations for your location. For example, click on Regulations, South Dakota Game and Fish, click on Fishing, go to the Fishing Handbook, look up the table of contents. Spearfishing is page 49. Yes, it is legal. Here's the hours when you can do it. On the next page is where you can do it. On this column, you have the when in this column, you have more details on location in this column, and then finally you have the what, which is the species in this column. Now that you have the where, go check out if you can see underwater, which is called Viz. This is poor visibility. This is excellent visibility. You're going to need Viz at least 3 to 5 feet to spear fish, like this. Now we want to move into step 3, gather our spear and gear.
First is the pole spear. We made it. This is the one that we made in an early video.
Spears. So Ace and I are going to recommend, if you're going to spear your first fish in freshwater, which one would we recommend, Asa?
The pole spear.
The pole spear. And we would recommend that because it's safer and easier to use. Show us how it's done. For gear, see all these circled? You do not need all that. All you really need is... So if you have a pair of old shoes and a pair of shorts, and you can purchase a mask for around $20 for our purposes, that's going to get you the gear you need to spear a fish. Step 4, safety. 7 things not to do. Okay? Are you okay? He's unconscious. Quick, call 911.
What's the number?
First rule, do not panic or you're going to make poor choices and things you knew you're going to forget. Rule number 2, do not spear fish alone. Always have a buddy, because if something goes wrong, you're going to need some help. Rule number 3, do not push your limits with your breath holds and your ability. Number 4, do not spear fish where there's high boat traffic. And if you do, use a flag, but the rule of thumb is just don't do it. Number 5, do not underestimate your environment and the wildlife, because they can be dangerous. Number 6, do not point your spear or your spear gun at anything that you don't want to harvest or injure. Number 7, and this should go without saying, but do not spear fish unless you know how to swim and hold your breath just a little bit. Step 5, practice tips and tricks. All right, who's this? How to use your spear. So take your hand, put it in through the loop, grab the tip, and then you see this? We're pulling the band to the front. And then you just let go. Simple. If you want to be a little safer, you can make your own little practice pole spear, and you can just practice. And this is how you do it. You just point where you want it to go. Boom. And if you're wondering if this pole spear works underwater, yes, it does. Now let's do something just a little more fun and practice with our mask.
Weird, but to clean your glasses...
Before you go with spearfishing, you can practice almost anywhere. You see, this is a horse trough we bought at the local hardware store. After you practice with your mask and your spear a little bit and get comfortable, then you want to move on to looking at some tricks and tips. The first thing you want to do is find an easy entry point to get into the water. And you're going to want to move slow while looking for the fish because fast movements will scare them away. Another tip is body float with the current and look under brush and debris by the bank, like this. Here's a carp. It makes it easier to sneak up on them. And a trick to make sure it doesn't come off your spear is to push it into the ground like this. This will help secure it on the end of your spear. Same concept goes for lakes. You want to body float close to the shore, looking down in the weeds for fish, and also be sure to check under the bank because wham, there it is. Please visit Simplified Spearfishing's YouTube channel where anyone, anywhere can spear a fish.